Hello everyone and welcome back to my craft room. My name is Whitney and today I'd like to present to you my Nurse Joy cosplay. After the big reveal, I'll show you my makeup process and walk you through how I made this cosplay, as well as how helpful my cat was. We're kicking off this project by starting with my least favorite part of any cosplay, the wig. Nurse Joy has these iconic bun loops in the anime that I wanted to replicate, but I also wanted them to look a little bit more realistic. To keep them from being too heavy, I decided to make these out of stuffed fabric tubes. I'm stuffing these tubes with pillow filling to create a three-dimensional shape, using a metal chopstick to help push the fibers all the way to the bottom. After stuffing the tubes, I sealed them on my sewing machine and moved on to the wefts. These are leftovers from a previous cosplay and were a close enough match to the base wig that I had. I'm taking these loose hair bundles and creating sewn wefts by taping off the top and carefully running them through my machine. I've included a link in the description box for a better tutorial on how to do this. Mizu, of course, was having a great time with this part of the process. So much fun, in fact, that I had to remove her from my desk. Mizu was being very naughty with all of these strings, so I was extra careful to make sure she didn't eat any. After making the wefts, it's simply time to cut them into sections, then hot glue them onto the fabric tubes. Initially, I thought I would wrap the wefts lengthwise along the entire outside, but I didn't like how it looked. So instead, I decided to coil them around the bun. You are an excellent helper, ma'am. Yeah, she's right here. Here. Mwah. After I wrapped the entire teardrop bun shape, I tried to smooth out the flyaways by trimming them down. For extra hold, I also sprayed the buns with an aerosol Gorilla Glue. I have gone ahead and hand stitched the little tube ponytails to the base of the wig just using some simple needle and thread. I made some little bows to cover up that connection. And then the last thing that I ended up going back and doing is I purchased some of this really light pink tulle, and I have encased the tubes in the tulle to help keep some of this tinsel and this wig fibers from, you know, just making a mess basically. They'll untangle, they'll get caught and stuff. And a lot of people use this method for Miku wigs and Sailor Moon wigs, and I just think it looks really, really nice. The other thing that we have left for this wig is we're gonna go ahead and curl the bangs. I'm just gonna use my steamer here and these little foam curlers just to get those set into place. And besides that, my Nurse Joy wig is done. Next up is her nurse hat. I freehanded this pattern using a few reference images. The base of this hat is made of thick interfacing. I've made several hats using this method before, so if you'd like to watch more videos of my kitty helping me make hats, here are 2 others. For the exterior, I'm using a scrap of this lovely white satin fabric. Using the same pattern pieces as my interfacing layer, I followed the same steps under Mizu's intense scrutiny. Rather than constantly moving her, I decided to work around her. I'm still trying to figure out which is better. After flipping the fabric pieces right side out, I'm hand stitching this layer to the interfacing base. To create the little cross on her hat, I drew a template on a piece of paper. Once I was happy with the shape, I took a piece of iron-on vinyl and cut out the exact shape with scissors. I could have used my Cricut for this, but I decided to do it by hand since it was just one simple piece. I picked a rather stylized and uneven shape because I thought it played into the cartoony aspect of this cosplay. Mizu approved. It was a happy accident that I had to take the front piece off the hat and cut it down because I had made it too tall. This made it easier to lay the piece flat so that I could iron on the sparkly cross. Since I had some leftover satin fabric, I decided to make 2 additional bows. One small one for the back of my hat and a larger one for the back of my apron. Spartacus was an excellent fabric weight and made sure nothing fell off the table. I paused my crafting for a quick brush. I assembled these bows off camera. I used a self-adhesive pin back to attach the small bow to my hat just in case I decide to remove it later. Finally, for this build, I wanted to make a Togepi egg. I picked up a fillable egg from the Dollar Tree and sealed the 2 halves together with super glue, then used spray paint for the base layer. The spray paint didn't cover as well as I'd hoped, so I used a stippling technique with acrylic paint and that worked much better. Then came the fun part, detailing. I used red and blue acrylic paints to add the triangular motif referencing the egg from Pokemon Go. I used a Sharpie to form a clean outline on all the shapes, which made the colors pop and made the egg look so much better. I sealed it all off with glitter Mod Podge. A wild Spartacus has appeared. Spartacus used tail whip. It's super effective. is how I created the look for this cosplay. I've listed all of the products in the description box below. Feel free to give it a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and happy crafting!